Yo, what is going on, YouTube? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? So today we're back with some Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, and we're gonna be checking out a song called "Ohio," which has been highly suggested here on the channel. So thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for turning me on to where to go next, man. So I'm excited to check this one out. We've have quite a few songs now, probably the majority from Neil Young, man. As I've checked him out myself and have gotten donation requests to check him out throughout his career. But we've got Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young in different variations here on the channel. So thank you guys for the support. Let's go ahead and see what Ohio is about today. Let's hope that the lyrics are easy to catch on to. I don't have them pulled up anywhere. But let's jump in, hear the sound, hear the song, and get an idea. I don't have the first clue about what we could be talking about other than the word Ohio. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this out and pay attention, man. Here we go. Rhythm.
Tin soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming. For dead in Ohio. For dead in Ohio. For dead in Ohio. For dead in Ohio. For dead in Ohio.
Man, jeez, just another monstrous, yes, short, but monstrous jam by these guys, man. Dude, these guys put out nothing but gold, man. I'm telling you. Right here, you got that just trucking along riff. Boom, 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 boom. Like, things just chugging, trucking along all the way through. I just imagine, like, a full-on semi-truck just plowing through the woods, man. Trees just landing down. You're just trucking on through, man. Anything through your path. That riff, that rhythm is just rocking and chugging, man. You lay some lead guitar over it like they did about 2 or 3 times in this track. Freaking great, man. Neil Young, it sounds like, was on the lead vocals here. Doing a killer job. The song sounds like we're talking about a point in history. I feel like I heard them talking about Nixon. You're talking about Ohio, talking about people dead, maybe a woman of interest as well. Dead, how many more, are going to pretty much have to lose their lives? So we'll do a little bit of diving, but as far as just the musical side of the house, man, another bomb track, man. Another fire track from the group right here, man. I was feeling it from the start. This thing got going, man. I was just like, okay, here we go, and it just built and it built, and then it maintained, man. Just a solid groove. They didn't lose focus on that, man. Thing was fire. Thing was fire. Thing was fire, guys. I'm telling you, man. I'm just different right now with this one, man. That thing was great. All right, so you've got Ohio right here, released in 1970, written by Neil Young, produced by the whole gang. Okay. Ohio is a protest song and counterculture anthem written and composed by Neil Young in reaction to the Kent State shootings of May 4, 1970, and performed by Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. It was released as a single backed with Stephen Stills, Find the Cost of Freedom, peaking at number 14 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and number 16 in Canada. Other live versions of Ohio and Find the Cost of Freedom were included on the group's 1970 double album Four-Way Street. The studio versions of both songs did not appear on the LP until the group's compilation So Far was released in 1974. Let's go ahead and read about this one. It says Young wrote the lyrics to Ohio after seeing the photos of the incident in Life magazine. On the evening that the group entered the record plant studios in Los Angeles, the song had already been rehearsed, and the quartet, with their new rhythm section of Calvin Samuels and Johnny Barbata, recorded it live in just a few takes. During the same session, they recorded the single's equally direct B-side, Stephen Stills' ode to the war's dead, Find the Cost of Freedom. The record was mastered with the participation of the Four Principals, rushed release by Atlantic and heard on the radio with only a few weeks' delay, even though the group's hit song Teach Your Children was already on the charts at the time. In the liner notes for the decade retrospective, Young termed the Kent State incident as probably the biggest lesson ever learned at an American place of learning, and reported that David Crosby cried when we finished his take. In the fade, Crosby's voice, with the tone evocative of keening, can be heard with the words for, why, and how many more. According to the liner notes in the greatest hits, the track was recorded by Bill Haverson on May 21st, 1970. An article in The Guardian in 2010 describes the song as the greatest protest record and the pinnacle of a very 1960s genre, while also saying the revolution never came. President Richard Nixon, who is criticized in the song, won a landslide re-election in 1972, which included winning the 1972 United States presidential election in Ohio by a margin of over 21. The lyrics help evoke the turbulent mood of horror, outrage, and shock in the wake of the shootings, especially in the line 4 dead in Ohio, repeated throughout the song. 10 soldiers and Nixon coming refers to the Kent State shootings where Ohio National Guard officers shot and killed 4 students during a protest against the Vietnam War. Crosby once stated that Young keeping Nixon's name in the lyrics was the bravest thing I have ever heard. The American counterculture took the group as its own after this song, giving the 4 a status as leaders and spokesmen they would enjoy to a varying extent for the rest of the decade. After the single's release, it was banned from some AM radio stations, including the state of Ohio, because of the challenges to the Nixon administration, but received airplay on underground FM stations in larger cities and college towns. Today, the song receives regular airplay on classic rock stations. The song was selected. Where are they playing this? Where are they playing this song, man? I tell you, I've tuned in to our classic rock stations, and I haven't heard this song ever be played, man. This is my first time hearing it. Now, as I was reading through this, it started coming back to me that you guys have let me know in the comment sections what this was about, but I had not even made that connection. It's been so long since I, had even seen those comments, but reading through this, it brought it back. You guys were letting me know that this was actually a song about the Kent State shootings. So to see how this song helped them gain status, gain a voice for people who wanted a voice in this time, but that they said the revolution never came, right? It really didn't have an impact on the voters, as they still went on to vote in heavy margins there in Ohio. It says a landslide win for him. So people weren't actually catching the message or the energy of this song, unfortunately, it seems. And history tells a tale, doesn't it? You got David Crosby right here on vocals, rhythm guitar, on Ohio. Stephen Stills on vocals, guitar. Graham Nash vocals. Neil Young vocals, guitar. Calvin Samuels bass on Ohio, and John Barbata drums on Ohio. The drums did a great job as well, man. Did a great job as well, man. This thing was rocking. Total tribute song to the souls that were lost there, man. Um, Heavy. I mean, this is a heavy one right here, Ohio, dude. Well, I want to thank you guys for turning me on to this one. This was definitely worthy of a listen, and more listens, dude. And it captures a moment as it goes. It says a pinnacle, a very 1960s genre, and it definitely captures a moment in time in our history, dude. And for it to go on and say David Crosby cried when they finished the take of this song, man. Just lets you know where their minds were at, where they were at as individuals, truly feeling what they were writing for you guys, right? This wasn't just hey, let's get our names out there and ride this tragedy. This was some guys who really felt passionate about making a movement, making a splash, and getting the younger minds involved, and any minds actually. But it was probably mainly the younger minds who were giving them some attention on this one, man. But it lets you know that they were very true about their cause. Very true. So that's very respectable, man. But thank you for putting me on to this one. I definitely appreciate that. Worthy of a listen here today. Worthy of a listen for a lot of people still, because this is a history lesson, a moment in time that you can still use to charge your fight today, man. Truly, you can still use it as a charge for you to go out and force change and want change and make change. So I always appreciate that. So thank you guys for putting me on to this one. If you enjoyed the reaction, let me know, please, by liking, subscribing, checking out the descriptions down below, man. If you're interested in becoming a member here on my YouTube or Patreon, that's a great way to help me. Thank you guys so much. Let me know what else you'd like me to check out from these guys. I'd really appreciate that so much, and I'll see you on the next one, all right? Peace.